Hey, welcome back, everybody. Of course, you know me. My name is Dr. Keith McNally. I'm with my co-host Noemi Barris, and this, of course, is the Sacred Divine. Noemi, how are you doing today?
I'm a little bit tired because it's 6 p.m. here and I had a long day, but it was great. It was a great day.
So, if I remember correctly, in your LinkedIn post today, and we're not going to date ourselves, but you took a walk in the sunshine this morning, in your morning, of course.
Yeah, we did with my son, and it was really nice. There's a monastery very close to us where we live, and the monastery has a huge park, and it's kind of like you can hike there. And yes, we did that in the morning. It was really nice weather. This is a Mediterranean country, so we are still in the 70s Fahrenheit, I guess. And so we call it like t-shirt weather. So you can easily, hike, walk in a t-shirt. And yeah, it was a really beautiful sunny day. So yeah, that's what I did in the morning.
My morning was not quite as comfortable because we're now in November and it's very cold here in Virginia. And by cold, I'm meaning upper 30s, lower 40s Fahrenheit, so closer to the single digits or the digits in Celsius. But I wanted to talk about today the experiences that we have in life. You know, a lot of times we go through life and good things happen to us. You know, we see an opportunity and we take advantage of that opportunity. I think kind of like you did this morning. So it was a good day. It's a Saturday. And I'm going to go outside. I'm going to take my son with me, and you're going to take advantage of the sun outside, the time with your son, and just use that to your benefit. And so I think a lot of times we go through life and we don't do those things intentionally. We kind of see them as passive or be passive recipients of the good things that happen in life. And so I want to know from your perspective, do you go out and look for opportunities to kind of say, I want to take this opportunity and say, this is going to be good. You know, I'm going to spend time with my son or I'm going to spend time with somebody else and then really absorb all of those good vibrations in that experience.
Yeah, I'm an organizer, so I'm a planner. So yeah, I always do that. So for me, it was an organized thing that we got out today, because I knew that I checked the weather forecast and it's still nice, and we expect some cooler weather next week. So yeah, so I did it intentionally that I want to do this, and I don't care about other things that I have to do today. I just keep those, and I want to focus on myself and spend some quality time with my son today in the sun, although he wasn't so keen on it. But yeah, whatever. Teenage boys are like that. So yeah, so it was intentional. It was organized. That I knew I want to do it. So yeah.
And I think that's a really good idea. And it's part of the sacred divine is to make those things intentional. Too often in life, we're just very busy, whether busy professionally or busy personally. We've got a lot of things going on. And beyond that, there's a whole lot of busyness going on in the world. And so it's easy to be kind of caught up, stressed out, overwhelmed, and not do the very thing that you talked about, which is intentionally schedule some time down, schedule time for yourself, schedule time with family, schedule time with friends, and make it so that you are in a place where you are comfortable, safe, enjoying yourself, and really gaining new experiences in life. And I think most people see that as a passive thing. You know, something happens. You may go out to dinner with somebody. You may have a really good, Christmas party that you're going to, and you're maybe not feeling it. You know, you don't want to go, but something good happens anyway, and then it becomes a good memory. But the very thing that you talked about is so, so important, is to take that time and make it an important part of your life, your schedule, your day, your week, or whatever. What do you think?
Yes, we all need to do that, and it doesn't really matter that you are male, female. I mean, we all need to do that and plan these things because, as you said, life is so busy. We are so busy with work, and like for example, like in my case, I spend a lot of and very long hours in front of my computer screen and Zoom calls late in the evening, and I don't spend as much time as I want with my son. But I know that I do that intentionally. That in the weekend, like during the weekend, at least one day I want to dedicate to spend with him. Maybe not the whole day because he wouldn't be so usually not so happy about that. He wants to spend some time with his games, online games, and friends as well. But it's really nice to do that together. And yeah, we need to like you need to block. I actually just watching a YouTube video the other day, and it was about time blocking. And so you need to like block time even um, for your for your lunch break, for your meditation, for maybe you want to read a book, you just block some time, or just want some quality time with your friends or family, and you block those times even during the weekend because weekends can get so busy as well. So I just try to clear my calendar for the weekend, and plus I'm in Europe, so we don't work during the weekend. And and I just focus on not working on during the weekends because we need that me time to just that's kind of create a self-care practice during the weekend to recharge, especially before the holidays, like whenever it happens, or people, it's just everybody's just so busy just buying gifts and getting overwhelmed, overworked. So we need to do that. Do you do that intentionally? Like, do you dedicate time for these things in your life?
So I'm learning that as I get older and my life gets a bit more busier, that it is so important. Now, I have never been, you are the organizing guru, I think here. For me, maybe not so much, and it's something that I'm learning, especially this past year. I'm learning to be more organized and being more intentional about it. Now, I've seen, YouTube videos that speak exactly to what you're talking about. Look at your calendar. Or if you're not a calendar type person, learn to become one because that really helps you, I guess, make the most efficient and effective use of your time, both personally and professionally. Block it out, like you said, in Saturday morning or Sunday afternoon between X, 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock, I'm gonna read. Or I'm going to spend time with my son, or I'm going to go out for a walk. And make sure that you dedicate yourself to actually do those things. And what you'll find is that you're creating for yourself this space, this place in your life where you then are more control of what's going on rather than just saying, oh, I happen to have 30 extra minutes here. What am I going to do with it? And you start twiddling your thumbs because most people are going to do um, waste their time. YouTube, not that it's always a good thing. It could easily be a distraction, a time waster because you'll get caught up watching one video, then another video, or you might, pop in a movie and say, well, I'm going to do this. It's easy to become distracted, but when you sit down and organize your day, your week, your month, you have created this space for yourself where you are in control. And I like that you do that because I know as an entrepreneur, you are in control of everything that you do.
You're trying to be, yeah. I mean, it's work in progress. It's always. It's not like, you're perfect or whatever. But I learned this from my mom because she was a busy woman. She has a huge garden to look after, and then she was looking after her elderly parents until they died. She was also a kindergarten teacher and worked very, very long hours at school where she was teaching. She was commuting every day by bus, by public transport, in rain, in cold, in everything. And she had some extracurricular activities at school as well. And she worked a lot. But she told me that like every single Friday afternoon, that was her me time. I mean, she took it like she told me it's like you need to do that too. Obviously, I can't because I'm an entrepreneur. But I have other days that I dedicate to that, not a Friday afternoon. But that was her sacred time. And I'm not saying like nobody could disturb her. Obviously, I could go to her and talk to her, but she was just, doing crossword puzzle or knitting or just watching telly or just reading while I was playing, like having play date with my friends usually at that time. And I just, like fondly remember that time because I think that was really important for her just to chill out, just to relax. And I think every woman need this kind of distraction from everyday life because yes, we do have the laundry, yes, we have the cooking, the cleaning, the ironing, and etc. And but you need to take care of yourself and you need to dedicate time for that. It doesn't matter where when it is, but you just need it. It's you can't escape that. I mean, we all need me time. And
Yeah.
I've seen so many women struggling with this, and then they got sick, and then they got cancer because they were always the last one in their family they looked after because everything was just before them.
Mhm.
And I think it's just so important to concentrate on this in our lives.
Now, I know you just said that you very much are an organizer and you put things on your calendar, your schedule. You also do art, you make collages, and you play the hand drum, the hang, I think it's called.
Yeah.
But you actually put that in your calendar. I mean, that's part of your, maybe not a daily thing, but a very
Yeah.
much a regular thing. So when you do that, how does that, for you, how does that transform your day?
For me, yeah, as an artist, I wish I could spend more time on my collages. I usually dedicate time during the weekend. I mean, during the week, I get just so tired that I don't have time for that. But every morning, I start my day with first, I do some exercises, weight training, and then I'm doing like stretches, Pilates. What else? Yeah, so just like kind of moving my body a little bit, and yeah, and have a stationary bike. So I bike every morning, not very long hours or so. I mean, I'll be talking about like maybe 1 hour exercise time in the morning, and then I meditate. No, before meditation, I do my drum. So I have a new djembe drum, and I love drumming to that and to some Celtic music. And then I do my meditation, and that's how I start my day. And this is like every day I do that, except Friday because that's my batch cooking day. And so I don't do those things on Fridays, but from Monday to Thursday, I always do these things in this particular order. So basically, it's not in my calendar, but it's in my head, and I just this kind of became my routine, my habit every single morning. So I feel just really strange when I don't do these things in
Mm.
the morning. So it's very good to get started. And yes, they are in my, they are included in my day for sure, every day.
In other conversations that I have, people have called these routines anchors. So they help people get through their day because one, it's routine, two, it's comfortable, and three, it makes them feel that they're now engaged in the world around them. And so as we close out this conversation, what insights could you give the women who are listening to this conversation in terms of what's a really good way? Maybe not always, not everybody's going to do things the same, but how would you recommend to another woman, schedule some time out, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it takes, and do something intentional? What would you suggest?
Yeah, exactly the same what you just said. Like dedicate some time and start with that. Maybe you just start with 5 minutes, maybe you just 5 minutes or 10 minutes, but it has to be in your schedule and it has to be in your schedule and try to just rinse and repeat it and be consistent with it because other than that, if you just like do it 1 or 2 days per week, it's not going to work. I mean, you have to be really consistent with it. And I know sometimes our kids get sick or something's happening at work. You're not just not only an entrepreneur, but you're doing you're going to work and you don't have time for this, but you can always squeeze in some me time. That's why I'm saying it's just maybe just 5 minutes, but it helps. You can start with it. And maybe you squeeze it 5 minutes in the morning before the kids wake up, and you do 5 minutes in the evening before you go to bed. So it's basically it's when we just complain about that we don't have time, we are too busy for that. It's just an excuse because there are as we mentioned before, there are so many other things that distractions in the world, like social media and you know phones beeping and we're getting so many notifications. I don't because I turn them off like completely. But I think that's a good idea too. So you can save time with them. And you decide. It's about your boundaries and just say no to people and so no to things in your life and dedicate that time to yourself.
I love it. So you can say no to things and still be okay. Noemi Barris, thank you so much for this conversation. This has been another edition of The Sacred Divine, and we'll see you next time. Take care.